The golden boy of grit gets a show. Let's begin with the obvious. Mathieu van der Poel, the cyclocross messiah, gravel goblin, road race wrecking ball, and a part-time deity of destruction, now has his own Netflix series. Of course he does. The man has done everything else. Alpecin likely didn't even pitch the idea. Netflix executives probably saw Van der Poel win Milan-San Remo by glancing at the peloton and teleporting up the Poggio, and they greenlit the show before the finish line. Quote, "It was a no-brainer," says a fictional Netflix exec we just made up. Quote, "He looks like an action hero and rides like he's avenging a fallen kingdom." The show, of course, is polished and intense. Think GoPro footage from his handlebars, drone shots over Flandrian cobbles, and dramatic voiceovers like, "In cycling there is no finish line, only destiny." It's Netflix, so there's obligatory slow-mo of him washing his bike, brooding in sunglasses, and brushing his teeth like he's prepping for a gladiator duel. Van der Poel gives the people what they want. Action, glory, post-race exhaustion, and a side of modest arrogance. Perfect for streaming. Netflix plus Mathieu van der Poel equals corporate romance. Netflix didn't just stumble onto Mathieu van der Poel. This was an arranged marriage, with cameras quietly showing up at training camps and race hotels long before the wedding day. Mathieu van der Poel plays his part like a seasoned actor. Occasional one-liners, carefully curated vulnerability, and just enough behind-the-scenes banter to seem relatable. His team is clearly on board. Alpecin has media-savvy PR folks who understand that modern fandom demands content. They gave Netflix what they needed: access, narrative arcs, and a living, breathing Warhammer in Lycra. Netflix likes winners, but more importantly, they like marketability. Media-trained, multinational superstars with a background in 3 disciplines and a DNA strand that probably spells clickbait. Pogačar's documentary Black Hole. Now enter Tadej Pogačar, the man who's won pretty much everything, often looking like he's just rolled out of bed. His charming, cheeky, polite kind of sense of humour. It's so obliviously dominant that race commentators have started measuring what's in Pogačar's. So where's his Netflix show? Crickets. Just soft crickets chirping in the field. UAE Team Emirates have the budget of an oil empire, but somehow, when it comes to documentary making, it's like they forgot cameras exist. Perhaps they tried, but the footage was so devastatingly efficient and joyously unproblematic that the Netflix team fell asleep during the edit. Or maybe it's Tadej himself. Maybe he prefers his privacy. Maybe he finds the whole thing a bit silly. Or maybe Netflix is scared and nobody would believe it. Quote, "A Slovenian wins every major cycling race while smiling, eating gummy bears and posting memes. Too unrealistic," says another fictional exec. Jealousy in Monaco. Let's not pretend Tadej hasn't noticed this. He's probably seen the trailer, maybe he even watched it. Imagine him in his Monaco apartment, tucked into his casual 2,000 calorie recovery meal, watching Van der Poel storm across the screen in Dolby 4K. He raises one eyebrow. Quote, "Nice editing," he mumbles. Erska asks him is he okay. He nods. He is. But deep inside, there's a twitch. A tiny Slovenian-tinted twitch. A whisper of, "I won Lombardia twice. Where's my slow-motion gel application scene?" Even his teammates notice. Ayuso probably walks by and snarks, "Don't worry, Tadej, you'll get a documentary when you start winning solo by only 30 seconds instead of 5 minutes. Netflix loves drama. Tadej gives us perfection. It's almost boring. Theories for Pogačar doc block. Too dominant. He doesn't lose enough, so yeah. Too smiley. The villain makes better narrative arcs. Too much. At the end of the day, this guy just knows exactly how to do it. But he doesn't sulk. Tadej doesn't throw tantrums, he doesn't get bottles thrown at his face, and he doesn't claim he's going to sue people who watched the race. He loses like a champion, grins and tweets something humble. Lame. He's too normal. While Mathieu van der Poel is practically mythological, Tadej seems like your funny neighbour who happens to be Thor on a bicycle. The fix. So what can we do to get Pogačar a series? Easy. Let him train shirtless in the Alps with dramatic background music. Force Ayuso to act like his bitter rival. Make UAE look like a Bond villain organisation. Insert a plotline about a secret Slovenian prophecy. Boom. Netflix deal signed by lunchtime. Until then, we'll keep watching Mathieu van der Poel launch nukes on gravel roads like Pogačar wins races so easily. He looks like he's just training. Is Netflix about to slide into Tadej Pogačar's DMs? Let's cut to the chase. Netflix, the undisputed king of ruining your productivity and making you believe you can be a Tour de France champion from your couch, has already given the pro peloton the glitzy, adrenaline-soaked, occasionally fabricated treatment with Tour de France Unchained. They handed Mathieu van der Poel his own cinematic close-up, chasing cameras, slow-motion attacks, emotional gravel shots, and probably a few segments of him just brooding dramatically in his hotel room because the coffee wasn't Belgium enough. And yet, no solo series for Tadej Pogačar, the guy who has quite literally broken more GC dreams than a crosswind in northern France. Curious? No. So what if Netflix is just biding its time before dropping, quote, Pogačar, wattage and whimsy? Because let's be honest, Tadej is made for television. He's charming, weirdly normal, but not quite made for Netflix, if that makes sense. He's a man that casually wins monuments in his spare time like most people run errands. According to a very official sounding fan poll, conducted by me on a group chat, 78% of cycling fans would, quote, absolutely watch a show where Tadej just eats pastries and drops entire World Tour squads on random climbs. The other 22% were too emotionally damaged by his 2024 Tour de France domination to answer. Let's talk Netflix math. The streaming giant reportedly paid €8 million for the first season of Unchained. That's roughly 1 million per minute of Jumbo-Visma smugness. Or, if you prefer raw wattage economics, it's about €12 per watt Pogačar pushed up Col de la Loze in 2023. Netflix might also be crunching numbers. Tadej Pogačar's name has roughly 3 times more monthly Google searches than Plankton, 2 times more than Uran, and this is important, 13% more than Filippo Gilbert's retirement crying montage. These are scientific figures. The people want Poggy. Now, imagine the scenes. Episode 1. The Smiling Assassin. Tadej eats 3 croissants, wins a hilltop finish, laughs awkwardly in a press conference, and casually drops a poetic quote like, I like the pain, it's part of the game. Episode 2. Altitude and attitude. Cameras follow him through the Livigno training camp. Jonas Vingegaard appears in a blurry distance. Everyone's nervous. Episode 3. Breaks optional. Pogačar does descents and terrifying elegance. Netflix inserts dramatic music. Viewers break into spontaneous applause. Still, Pogačar himself hasn't confirmed anything, but he has joked about it. Quote, if I ever do a show, it will just be about naps and food, he once told a Slovenian reporter. That's either a joke or a teaser trailer. Either way, we are ready, Netflix. Ball's in your court. Just remember, if you want what? Bombs, croissants, and chaos, you know who to call. What do you guys think? Is this unfair? Will Pogačar come out with his own Netflix series? Or did what I say earlier on make sense? In my personal opinion, I think Tadej isn't as fun and exciting to watch on TV/Netflix as Mathieu van der Poel. And also, with the recent drama of Mathieu van der Poel having bottles launched to him and drama with his fans, I think that's going to add more of a entertaining feature to the series itself. I'll keep you guys updated with the series. I'll let you know what I think, and I'll do a reaction video once I watch the full series. And also, I'll let you know on any updates with the cycling news around that. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, leave a like on today's video, and I'll catch you tomorrow.